Yo, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy Dave B. You're watching the episode of the Esoteric Hustler Academy, where we go dive deep into the, just spiritual natures, and we talk about different things like astrology and related to how we can, incorporate it into our business and improve our brand and whatever we're working on. Business could mean just general life matters. But, it could also mean, what your entrepreneurial goals are. We going into an age and time right now where, it's about finding ways that you can utilize your natural energies in order to create a lifestyle that you can sustain, And so whether that be through money, monetary gain and things of that nature, creating a business for yourself, or like I was saying, just business as it relates to general life and knowing how to organize your energies, your energies in order to, create a lifestyle for yourself that's balanced in different areas of your life, whatever you're handling as far as the spirit in your space, that becomes your business. So, I want to introduce a basically what I'm going to start doing. I've been trying to figure out what to do with this channel, what to create as far as content. And, I just picked up these Point Blank tarot cards. Shout out to Xavier. I'm going to go ahead and put a link to his Instagram. So if you're interested in purchasing one of these decks, you can go ahead and hit him up and, see what it's hitting for and all that good stuff. But for the most part, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to incorporate a card pool along with weekly transit readings. And so these are all going to be business related, talking about business, different things that you need to be paying attention to throughout the week. We're going to start off with just a general energetic overview. Then we're going to dive into specific transits, and then at the very end we're going to pull 4 cards, and these cards are going to be based around your second house energies, your 6th house energies, your 10th house energies, and a solution or a conclusion to all of that. So basically it's like how I'm choosing to pull cards and shit, because when it comes to tarot and shit like that, like I do it my own way. The reason I don't got other tarot videos and shit like that, because I like to learn, so I be around people who utilize tarot as well, and I peep what they do. But for the most part, like, I feel comfortable with this deck more so than the other traditional tarot decks, just simply because, I don't know what I'm utilizing it for. I'm utilizing it strictly for business. I'm gonna consider getting into them other decks and shit like that. But for right now, the Point Blank Tarot deck is really dealing with raw elements and raw, numerology, in the sense to where, I could just kind of keep it concise, business related, relevant, but we can dive deep as we go through it, because I'm still pulling through energies and utilizing the transits, of course, to just kind of pinpoint what needs to be focused on. Now for the card pool, it's like I said, it's going to be 4 cards. The second house reading is going to be basically like the circumstance you're in. So it's just going to be like, what you're dealing with, what you need to be valuing, or what you don't need to be valuing, the current circumstance as it is, basically what you have as far as the circumstance pertaining to your business. And you can kind of think of business in two ways. Like I said, your general business, what you just handling in your space as a spirit, but also on another layer, it could relate to what you actually are doing for, as far as to sustain your lifestyle, what you got as far as a business endeavor, your actual business that you got going on for yourself. So that's going to be the first card. The second card is going to be kind of like the problem. So if you want to go off the idea, problem, solution, and conclusion base, it's basically going to be like that. The first one is the idea of what the circumstance is, what you have, the fixated practicality of it. The next is going to be what's the problem. So the Virgo energy is going to be more so what to criticize about about the circumstance you're in, what to start to organize better, what you need to organize, what you need to kind of pay attention to as far as just organization and things of that nature. And then the next one is going to be more the 10th house principle of what you need to act on. Also, yeah, I didn't know if that was one of them bugs that sting your ass, but I don't feel like I'm gonna get stung, so I think niggas gonna chill on me today. But yeah, the next card is going to be what you need to act on. So as far as in the vein of that 10th house energy, that Capricorn energy, the initiation of a new way to think about your circumstance. So, you know, the idea was what you have as far as the circumstance, and what's there, what needs to be valued. The next one is what to criticize, what to change, what to shift. In the name of that mutable earth energy, what to arrange, what to fix, what to criticize, what to organize, and then what to act on, what to initiate as far as a new plan of action, what to actually put into action. And so that's going to be the idea. The second one is the problem. Third one is the solution, essentially, and then a final card for the conclusion overall. But enough about that. We're going to, you know what I'm saying, we're going to deal with that when the cards come. So right now, I'm just going to jump into the general energies right now. So just speaking off the bat of where the moon's going to be at for the week, for the most part, or even before we get to the moon, just kind of what it feels like already. You know what I'm saying? We coming off of the moon is currently in Sagittarius and shit like that. So, you know, we dealing with that freedom energy. Venus just got here, you know, so for the most part, it's like, you know, we are really taking a close look at what we appreciate when it comes to what we know, you know what I'm saying, what we know to be true, you know what I'm saying. Anytime the moon is transitioning through through Sagittarius, it's a bit of an enlightenment period, you know what I'm saying, an enlightenment period, because the moon was asleep when it was in Scorpio, and a lot of times those be semi full moon moments where we might have to go through different situations of us having to, you know, just kind of dive into the depths of something, whatever that be, you know, on an emotional level. It could actually play out as physical manifestations that we're going through. So, you know, as it pertains to business, just when it might have been, you know, see, when the moon is in Scorpio, it's good for strategic things, kind of reassessing your desires and your goals and coming up with strategic ways to go about them. You know what I'm saying? So kind of not telling everybody what's going on. You know, the 8th house energy, the 8 energy in itself is kind of like that business energy where it's all about you know, deals done behind closed doors, peeping other people's resources, manipulating people's desires in order to, you know what I'm saying, get them to basically participate in whatever it is that you are trying to gain from it. So it's like that's where the strategy comes in, where it's like, it's kind of like how marketing is, where, you know, McDonald's knows to use yellow and red in order to create a psychological trigger within consumers' minds to have them desire and then happy that they desire something. You know what I'm saying? The desire coming from the red, so it puts them into those lower vibrations. It makes them hungry, just I'll eat anything type of energy, survival mode. And then they trick them with the yellow. The yellow makes them happy, so they associate that just gluttony feeling or that base desire feeling with something that could make them happy potentially. So that's how, like, you know what I'm saying, that's just talking about the strategy and shit like that. So, you know, right now, like I said right off the bat, we got the moon in Sagittarius right now. It's about to slide into Capricorn. So right now is a week to get your business right. You know what I'm saying? Right now feels like that kind of week. And just energetically, you know, we've been dealing with a lot of energies pertaining to these retrogrades and things of that nature that just have put us in that space of knowing that, okay, it's go time. You know what I'm saying? It's go time. Basically, we've already been called to action in order to get our life in order. But now it's like we have to show up for ourselves if now more than ever. You know what I'm saying? Now more than ever, you know, especially with everything going direct. It's a really get to it type of time. You know what I'm saying? We got to get to it. So whatever that means to you, you know what I'm saying? Even if it comes down to you actually having to take up a regular job just in order to sustain what your dream is or your plan of action, because now it has to be a little bit more than a dream. It has to be a plan of action. It can't be a dream no more. Like, and you know what I'm saying? And it's not to say that, you know, you're not supposed to have dreams, or you don't, you know what I'm saying, not to acknowledge your dreams for what they are. But what it is just like whatever dream you have, like chances are, like we going through a very, this age we in right now, this time period we're in is a very karmic time, in the sense of like there's a lot of things being shifted and a lot of call to actions for our spirit to really to basically show up, you know what I'm saying, just based upon where the particular planets are, where we have, you know, a lot of these of our outer planets, like I said, they're just coming out of retrograde, and they're in Earth signs right now. You know what I'm saying? We got a Uranus in Taurus, we got Pluto in Capricorn, and then you know what I'm saying, Neptune and Pisces. So, you know, Neptune being the dream planet, you know what I'm saying, it's like it being in Pisces, it's sextiling both Uranus, the rapid change and transformation of what we've grown to fixate ourselves as far as stability and structure, and then also sextiling Pluto, which is deep transformation and the death, but also like it sets the tone as far as like these a lot of times these outer planets be like period stamps, you know what I'm saying? So like, you know how they're kind of talking about how I think I want to say some kind of the when America was started and shit like that, Pluto was in Capricorn or something like that. So, you know what I'm saying, just that being something on its own is an acknowledgement to the fact that when we're participating in this world, and this is where kind of the business aspect kind of comes in and the spiritual aspect comes in when it comes to this channel, and why I even put this together the way I did is because when it does come to business, anytime we're operating business for material gain in this world, we are participating in the magic square system. Now, the magic square system is designed in a certain way where it makes it very, it directly conflicts with your spirit in a lot of ways. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's not about trying to, you know what I'm saying, because there's many different ways to look at this shit, right? We know as far as the subconscious soul group, you know what I'm saying, subconscious community, how we going about it. We in the mode of changing the world, right? So we look at certain things, and it's like we have an intention to change the world, to make it a better place, and make it a better place through spiritual practice, aka, you know, us being the best individual we can be and being advocates for freedom and truth, you know what I'm saying? And the truth that we're advocating for is our own truth, our own individual truth that came from our true space, and not a space that was, or not coming from us having an artificial mind, aka just going along with what the magic square wants you to do, because the magic square is nothing less than a mind frame given to the members of society in order to abide by a certain set of unspoken laws, or I guess they are spoken laws and systems and basically patterns, you know what I'm saying, as far as having everybody hooked on certain desires. But these things is basically like scapegoats or just decoys in order to have people in a loop, and that loop is an incentive to build their world and continue on having things the way they are, in which, you know what I'm saying, like they can basically just take power and control over you at any time, you know what I'm saying, control your mind, control what you want to participate in, and things of that nature. And like I said, we are here, subconscious community soul group, to be advocates for freedom and truth and spiritual practice, you know what I'm saying, the right way, and utilizing utilizing magic, taking our power back in the sense of being the best that we can be and creating what we imagine down here, you know, and experiencing our version of heaven, not just abiding by, oh, that's what they said heaven is, so I'ma just work and die for that, you know what I'm saying. And we know how unfulfilling that is, just based upon everybody being unsatisfied with whether it be religion, you know what I'm saying. So, like, you know, a lot of people would just kind of shrug it off, but if you're a person who really is a truth seeker, or just somebody who truly into their spirituality, you start to see the inconsistencies with religion, with base religion, and that, and how it steers you into a certain frame of mind. And you know what I'm saying, people who dare to question and shit like that, it's like, basically we come to the conclusion, like, where's the space in the world for us? And the thing about it is, because it's their world, there is no space until we create it. And that's what this is all about, where, you know, we're taking power into our own hands and we're creating something for us, you know what I'm saying. We're creating stuff for us and our family, and what we want to continue on as far as what we see as life, you know what I'm saying. And, you know, life not being a certain thing where we're trying to control and manipulate and scrutinize, whatever it be, you know what I'm saying, type shit. So all that being said, you know, this energy is very important, because, you know, I say all that to say, you know, where we're heading into a society, we heading into a time where, you know, you can see it already off the bat, where, you know, when it comes to certain things, our freedom, right, when they want you to do something, basically it's like, because I don't want to get too deep into the politics of things, you know what I'm saying? But just to say what it is, it's like basically the whole point of all this shit is to create a business for yourself to where, let's say, no matter, it's like it's basically securing yourself in a situation where no matter what, you'll have something that you can utilize in order to produce, whether it be material resources or actual, and material resources is in the form of money. It's like you'll always have a job if you're able to create a job for yourself, type shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know why something just fell on me. I don't know what that was. I think it was like I don't know, but a leaf or something. But for the most part, not a leaf, I don't know. But for the most part, I just say all that to give this reading context, or just to, you know what I'm saying, like kind of moon day motivation type shit, where it's like, like the reason you doing this shit for, you know what I'm saying? We doing this shit to create a circumstance where we can secure ourselves our own way, utilizing our own energy and not just having to basically put our head down and just accept whatever they offering as something to do. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of their jobs comes with certain things, certain stipulations. For instance, having to get certain, you know what I'm saying, whatever it be, having to get certain things that they deem is what they want. Whether it be, you know what I'm saying, they could wake up tomorrow and say, okay, you can't work at Wendy's until you get this chip, this microchip in your arm. You know what I'm saying? You can't work at X, Y, and Z until you get this. And we heading into a time too where a lot of things that they trying to do is going to be automated anyway. So a lot of jobs that you familiar with right now is getting swept right under you. Even if you think you got it, it's like robots is coming, man. They already got robots that can do a lot more than what you think. So very soon it's going to be a situation where there's not going to be a lot of jobs. And that's going to be a scary thing, because see, when we talk about communism and shit like that, or just like it goes beyond just these names that they give them, but just the concept of, think about if really like we get comfortable with robots just having all the jobs and us not working and us just getting a government check. That's basically communism in a nutshell, where everybody just getting a check to spend money on a bunch of bullshit for, like, within their world, to keep you entertained and distracted. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, so on and so forth. I didn't want to go too deep in that way. This is about the energies and shit like that, getting to the business, getting to the bag and shit like that. But this is just giving you context to let you know what kind of times we in and why it's not no time to fuck around. It's not no time to play. You know what I'm saying? So, so let's dive into the astrology and shit like that. So, like I was saying, so the moon this week is going to start off right now. It's on Sagittarius. It's finna shift into Capricorn. So off the bat, the moon don't really like to be in Capricorn, but this is good for business. You know what I'm saying? It's good for business in the sense of it'll put you in a space where you're going to start to react and respond to what's real. You know what I'm saying? Anytime moon's going through Capricorn, we're reacting and responding to what's real. So the thing about it is, don't be too hard on yourself in the sense of getting drowned in all of the things that you need to do as far as responsibilities. Instead, look at these as different things that you need to prepare to attack. And so, the moon is going to motivate us to want to do this, and then the sun is in Libra. So with how it's going to kind of play out is it'll be a situation where because it's a square, so essentially we're going to have to learn how to organize or initiate practicality when it comes to our relationships. So it's kind of like getting to the deeper meaning or the practical meanings of why we're in certain relationships and what's working and what's not in terms of productivity. So within your business, start to look at the different people you're associated with and consider these relationships and see, like, do they take time away from what you're trying to do, or do they actually contribute to the overall goal that you have? When it comes to different things going on with your relationships, this will be a good time to learn, you know what I'm saying, basically, because it's also like constructing relationships, so constructing solid business relationships. So if there are people that you're considering going into business with, it'll be a good time to call them up and get better understanding or overstanding or understanding over what it is that y'all involved in. You know what I'm saying? This is good for initiating plans. You know what I'm saying? Even though Mercury is still in retrograde, this is the last week of Mercury being in retrograde, and we're gonna talk about that in a second. well, actually, that's a good segue, you know what I'm saying? So with this energy, you know, it's also going to be squaring Mars. So this is also another thing that we can utilize as far as Mars already being in Libra, not liking to be there, but us learning how to make our passions more relatable, right? And through that process, as Mars has been making us travel through Libra within our charts and shit, we can go ahead and take that energy. My bad. We can go ahead and take that energy and utilize it in a way that's like basically taking our passions and figuring ways to initiate practicality within it. So figuring out ways to make our passions make sense. You know what I'm saying? Through our associations or through our relationships or through what we're relating to. Also learning how to make what we're relating to more practical, you know what I'm saying, and knowing how we can put it into action so that, you know, even if it's like a habit or an object, learning ways that like, damn, you've been staring at the same pen, like, you know what I'm saying, you've been staring at the same stepping stool for a month now. How can you, you know, you've been relating to it in a way that's like you just disgusted by it, but how can you, like, it's like learning a new way to utilize that shit to actually go along, like learning a new way to make that thing something practical through your relationship. You know what I'm saying? So be like, okay, I can utilize the stepping stool to actually make this video that I've been wanting to make. So it's you initiating a new relationship with it that's more practically, you know, more practical and suited for something of your benefit type shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how you can utilize that energy for the most part. And so we're going to be dealing with that. Chiron is going to be squaring the moon and shit like that. So, you know, we're going to be learning mistakes. Mistakes are going to be coming from our Aries energy. So when it comes to your business and shit like that, wherever you have Aries at, it's kind of going to be like I was talking, well, this is on my other channel and shit like that. I made a astrology breakdown and shit, the Day Beyond TV channel. But for the most part, you know, Chiron just being in Aries in general, a lot of things when it comes to how we personally express ourselves is where our mistakes is going to come from. You know what I'm saying? Right now is the time we need to be at least having collaborations on your mind. You know, it's like not everybody got, you know, you ain't got to do the most when it comes to this kind of shit and force connections and shit. But for the most part, it is a situation where you want to consider different ways you can go about at least making whatever your business is, seeing how it can be either relatable, or different people in your environment. Like I said, it's kind of going to be dependent on the house as far as where these type of people are going to be at, or where you need to be relatable at. But you know what I'm saying, that'll let you know, like, basically the energy that you need to be considering as far as relating to it better, or making it more relatable, making, you know, whatever your business is in that area more relatable. And mistakes are going to come from that. So it's going to be learning, you know what I'm saying? So we might be feeling a lot of mistakes, you know what I'm saying? So this week, you know, try not to let that feeling take away from your plans. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we might be feeling certain ways, and we'll allow how we feel based upon a certain transit to keep us from doing something that our spirit's set to do. And the thing about it is, this is where spirituality and astrology need to separate, where it's like, look, if your spirit is telling you to do a certain thing, you do it. You do it. You know what I'm saying? If you getting certain vibrations and visions and, you know, from your predecessors and shit like that, inspiration in random areas to do something, go do it. The transits is nothing more, nothing less than a tool, aka something to show you how to go about doing it. So whatever it is that you was planning to do, don't let the transits make you insecure about doing it. Make it have you go about it, doing it in a specific way that relates to the transits. And even if you feel uncomfortable, you know you did it in the energy that ride the current. So therefore, there's never going to be an instance in which you're out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? I mean, of course, we all fall short, and we have our days where nothing works out for us, but that's just the, you know, that's the name of the game in general. You know what I'm saying? You can't be afraid to do something because of that. So be careful of that energy. Chiron is also going to be opposing the Sun, Mars, and Mercury. So again, but you know, for the most part, this has already been going on for a while, and for the most part, you know, you can use this to your benefit, because you by all costs, when it comes to how you see things, your motivations, and what you're passionate about, and how you're thinking right now, you are in the opposition to mistakes. So you're trying to avoid mistakes at all costs. again, don't be afraid to make mistakes, but at the same time, it's like, you know, just consider the fact that, you know, right now it's like we've been going through a big drawing board time simultaneous with an action time. So quickly going to the drawing board, creating a new way of going about something, and then immediately putting it to test, and then immediately taking those results and then going back to the drawing board. So that's kind of that kind of jump rope we've been doing with the Mercury retrograde as well. Mercury is still retrograde in Libra, and so, you know, this is still us, but this is the last week. So look at this as a wrap up. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, most of the things either are happening now or already have happened and came. And so now you're going to be coming into a conclusion when it comes to this Mercury retrograde energy, as far as whether you planted the right seeds or not. And you're probably already in the thick of it, and either in playing, you know, catch up, or, you know what I'm saying, or just kind of basking in the fruits of your labor. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we still in the waxing period, so it's still time to get up and go. And this is the last week for the waxing period, because the full moon is going to be on the 18th, and and then it's going to be opposite at the end of it. So, you know, since it's in Libra, so with the sun. So kind of take this into account. You know, make this week count as far as how you think. And, you know, if you're in a space where you have to rectify a lot of bad seeds, then, you know, saying go through that shit. But if for the most part you've been planting good seeds, this is great. You know what I'm saying? Just make sure that you actually, like I said, still putting things to test, still going out and trying new logic, based upon you knowing that, okay, how I was thinking about the situation, I either corrected it or I was thinking about it right the whole time. So I need to keep going in that direction I'm going, keep building logic off of that. You know what I'm saying? Keep initiating conversations, keep associating with the people that you are seeing that are bringing that value to you. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? Kind of going back to that Mars energy, to the Aries energy, we also have Chiron sextile, or the Chiron energy. Or what's going on in the Aries house. We got Chiron sextile and Saturn. So, you know, this is opportunities to see the realistic side of your mistakes, or to basically, you know, with seeing the reality of your mistakes, or seeing what you was doing in the past that didn't make sense and led to a mistake. So this is also a good energy of revamping, reanalyzing, resituating, especially right before we get into this full moon energy, because I'm not going to talk about the full moon in this video. I'm going to make a separate video for that, since it's going to be next week on the 18th, and that should be a Monday. But what I will say is that for the most part, what was I going to say? I had something to say, but it was more so about the Libra energy, and just kind of talking about the retrogrades and this being the last week. Oh, okay. So yeah, with the full moon and shit like that, you want to keep in mind that the waxing period has been building us up, so that when it comes to the Aries energy, we can be satisfied. So take into account where Aries is in your chart, right? What house is in, that's the area of life you should be satisfied in. So everything you doing this next week should be with that as an end goal. You know what I'm saying? When the moon get into Aries, making sure you got shit situated. So Aries energy being, you know, the singular energy, I am energy, personal self-expression, unfiltered. You want to make sure that everything you doing is creating freedom for that to exist, or for satisfaction in that area. So doing the best you can with where the sun is at, aka doing the best you can pertaining to your relationships, and pertaining to what you are doing with others, you know what I'm saying, your network and shit like that. So that, or making sure that you're expressing yourself authentically within these connections, so that when the moon does get into the Aries sign, you'll be satisfied, because you'll be already in a space where you're like, damn, I did what I was supposed to do during the time period it was time to do it. Or I was already participating in the energy long enough, utilizing that Aries energy, or, you know, expressing myself truly from an authentic space of singularity, right? You know what I'm saying? Not being too selfish. I was balanced, because I know the sun is in Libra, but for the most part, I made sure my vibration was supporting me being satisfied for when, you know what I'm saying, it came to this full moon moment. Because the full moon, it's like basically it'll be a time where you want to be fully satisfied when it comes to the Aries energy. That way that, you know, you can chill on that energy and then dive into the energy of where the sun's going to be at, because that's where that's kind of where, you know, that's what's going to be needed in order to provide the balance, you know what I'm saying? Because the full moon is just like an enormous amount of energy, and it's going to be in Aries, and to balance that out, you know what I'm saying, like basically utilizing the sun and where the sun is at to just make sure you can create that balance, you know what I'm saying? But if you are kind of moving in a way that you're not taking care of your personal expressions, you're not expressing yourself personally, you're not, and this doesn't mean going against the transits at the current moment, but this is just like kind of like keeping things in mind as you're going through the current transits, and keeping things in the back of your mind, like, okay, this is what I'm going to be doing, like, you know what I'm saying? As far as like the energy I'm putting together, the energy I'm participating in, I want to make sure that everything is going towards me being satisfied when the full moon comes around. So, you know, everything is, and naturally, you just moving with the transits, it's going to support that, you know, and planting the good seeds as you go about it. That's automatically going to do that for you, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, you know what I'm saying, that's just something to kind of keep in mind. So when it comes to this Chiron energy, you don't want to make a mistake based upon you not being satisfied. And it's going to be set up prime for you to make a mistake just based upon how you feel and not feeling enough of yourself. Even though we're going through a Libra transit where we're extending ourselves and bending over backwards for others, you know what I'm saying, or doing things with others in mind, you know what I'm saying. But that's just a couple things to keep in mind, you know what I'm saying. But moving on, you know, so like I was speaking before, talking about Uranus and Taurus, of course, it's in conjuncting the Sun, Mars, and also, before we get into that, Chiron going to be trining Venus. Venus just got into Sagittarius and shit like that. So appreciating our mistakes and shit like that. So, you know, learning to appreciate our mistakes, you know what I'm saying? That's going to be a thing that's popping up too. So going back to Uranus in conjunct the Sun, Mars, and Mercury right now. So our uniqueness, there might be a misunderstanding with how we express our uniqueness, or how we think about, how, you know what I'm saying, how we're thinking wants to be more relatable, and we're thinking about past relationships, but at the same time it's creating a misunderstanding with Uranus being in Taurus, just wanting us to be our unique selves. Like, so it's kind of the only conclusion you can really come to is going to be, you know, or I'm not going to say the only conclusion, but we got, like, right now, being your unique self is what's going to help you structure yourself, you know, but you have to find ways to make that a little more relatable, you know what I'm saying? And that completely goes against the principles of Uranus. You know, Uranus is about being rebellious. And so that's kind of where the inconjunct is just coming from, you know what I'm saying? So you might find it a little difficult at this time to be, you know, your full unique self, but also have the balance, you know, but this is where, but also have the balance of being relatable. But as I was going to say, that's just kind of, that's going to have to be, basically that's going to have to be your challenge as far as making your uniqueness, like, or it's going to have to be your challenge as far as making sure that you're manifesting people that are supposed to be in your life. Because if you manifested the right people, your uniqueness won't deter them from wanting to relate to you. If anything, they'll respect it if they're a unique individual themselves, you know what I'm saying? And then it'll be a situation where y'all can build with each other. But that just might cause some misunderstanding during this week, especially on Monday. Well, actually, no, this week, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm thinking about the moon. But speaking of the moon, Uranus does trine the moon and Pluto. So as the moon slides into Capricorn, this is going to be, you know, feeling more into our uniqueness. And also is going to be trying in Pluto. So there's going to be, the moon going to be conjuncting Pluto and shit like that. So we're going to be feeling these transformations on a deep level. And that's why this week is actually a very powerful and transformative week, just because of all the energies we're going to be going through. A lot of Cap energy, a lot of Aquarius energy, and it's going to top it off with Pisces energy. And that's going to be right before we go into the actual full moon. So in a sense, you know what I'm saying, this is going to be a great week to get your affairs in order, to get your structure together. And, you know, being that Saturn just went direct and shit like that, that's another initiative to be like, okay, you know what I'm saying, the time is now. You know what I'm saying, utilize this opportunity right now so that as these transits come in more and more, you'll be even more and more prepared to kind of keep moving with the motion. So as it pertains to your business, you know, being unique in your business is important, but right now also it's about making connections. So when it comes to your branding, you want to just keep in mind, okay, keep it unique, because uniqueness is always going to be a powerful resource, the most powerful resources. But also consider your network and people you want to relate to, so that when it comes to displaying your uniqueness, you can do it in a way that's more conscious of the different types of individuals you're going to be attracting, and who you potentially want to work with and alongside, and who you want to partner with, or who you want to relate to, even in terms of who your market is. You don't want to make yourself, you don't want to make nothing too unique to the point where your audience starts to question, oh, okay, are you just being different for the sake of being different, or was there an actual reason for you kind of initiating some new shit, or being unique in a certain area? Because basically your uniqueness is what's going to keep you stable, but the sun is pushing us to make it relatable. So, it's just a balance of making your uniqueness relatable. That's all it is. So whatever it is with content you're creating this week, constructing content that takes it to a new level, but at the same time still remains relatable to your audience and shit like that. So yeah. Let's see. Yeah, so the moon gonna be trining Uranus. So yeah, like I said, feeling into uniqueness. So, taking time to kind of even coming up with new ideas as far as new content to initiate. We still in the waxing period, so you still got some time this week to initiate something new into action. Also feeling the reality of it. So, feel like just moon being in Capricorn, like I was saying earlier, like, feeling the reality. So, kind of being realistic on what's working and what's not working, and not being afraid to change, rebel, and oppose against something that hasn't been working as far as practicality, and going along with that Capricorn energy of initiating something new to take its place. Yeah. And then just with the Uranus trining Pluto, we got the gift of being willing to change, or, being willing to transform, but try not to be on the other side of it, which is, it's the gift to oppose against transformation. Like basically changing for the sake of changing, but not in the way of what you're supposed to be transforming. So when it comes to your business especially, you want to make sure you're paying attention to those things that might be difficult to change. Like, for instance, if you know damn well you need to create a new system for your content drops, then make that change. It's going to be a little difficult. It might seem like something that you don't feel like doing, but the last thing you want to do is have Pluto transform it for you. And like I said, Pluto going direct, it's like, it's not time to play. It's not no time to play. Pluto already gave you ample time to get your shit together and shit like that. And with Saturn coming around as well, and Mercury about to go back direct and shit like that, you don't want to be caught lacking. You might think shit sweet today, tomorrow, next week, but in a week and a half from now, Pluto gonna come and get your ass. Pluto always come get your ass. So, you want to make sure that you not running away from transformation in the sake of just being rebellious. So you want to make sure you do that, and use that gift in the right way to actually move forward and rebel against, or use the rebellion energy to keep the change persistent. So not just, so initiate that change with the Pluto energy, and use that Uranus energy to keep at it, to create an even stronger force behind it, to where you're like, yeah, hell yeah, I'm never going back. I'm rebelling 100% against whatever I chose to transform. And yeah, that's how you go about doing that. And then Uranus is going to be squaring Saturn. So learning how to incorporate our uniqueness with reality. So that like I said, when it comes to your business, finding ways to make that, like, and it's cool because that kind of go along with making your uniqueness more relatable. Now you're learning how to make it also more realistic. So, you want to take that opportunity to go ahead and put together different ways in which you want to go ahead and utilize that energy to make sure that you are, and Saturn being in Aquarius, it's like kind of structuring your uniqueness, learning how to structure your uniqueness. I don't know, I can't talk right now. Learning how to structure your uniqueness in order to make it more efficient, make it more realistic, make it more feasible, make it more profitable. These are all things that go along with Saturn energy. So yeah. The Gemini, yeah, we got the North Node, of course, opposing Venus. So, you know, our spiritual path and shit like that, we might not appreciate it the same. You know what I'm saying? We might feel some kind of way about our spirituality or our spiritual path. We might, you know what I'm saying? We might feel caged in by other things. We might feel like certain things, it's like opposing. So certain things that we love and appreciate and value are, it might be a situation where those are the things that are actually keeping us caged in. And we're going to have to sacrifice some things as far as that we love and appreciate and value for the sake of our spiritual path. You know, it may come down to that. So you may have to, you know, do something you don't want to do in order to gain something greater. You know what I'm saying? So also Venus is on our South Node. So appreciating past lives and appreciating our past, you know what I'm saying, might come into play on some level, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying, the good side of this is you'll appreciate certain things that you've been through that led you to certain places, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's something to keep in mind and shit. But for the most part, you know, just making sure that you stay on top of your shit and don't allow those feelings to stagnate you, or don't let your pleasures and the need to be supported, or the desire to be supported, keep you from doing what you know is keeping you on your spiritual path. You feel me? Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I talked about sun square and moon. So yeah, learning how to feel about our relationships. You know, learning the reality of our relationships, basically. Sextile, yeah, Libra, Sun, Mars, and Mercury are sextile in Venus. So you know, appreciate what we're seeing. Or seeing support, you know what I'm saying, opportunity to see beauty in certain things and see what you can appreciate out of certain things going on in your, like as far as what you're paying attention to. Also actions and shit like that, you know what I'm saying, opportunities to appreciate or be supported through your passions. So, you know, Libra, Mars being in Libra, is making that Mars energy a lot more relatable. You know what I'm saying? So your passions, if you've been planting the right seeds, your passions are already looking more relatable. And with the moon now being in Sagittarius, there might be freedom to actually express those passions in a way. There's opportunities to actually express those passions in a proper way for them to actually be supported with these two energies. You know what I'm saying? And then Mercury sextile in Venus, you know what I'm saying, an appreciation for the way we think, or because it's in retrograde, you know what I'm saying, past ways of thinking or past relationships, you know what I'm saying, just an appreciation for those. In general, you know what I'm saying. So that's kind of the energy going on with that sextile with Venus. You know, opportunities to communicate visions as well. You know what I'm saying, like with the Sun sextile in Venus, communicating visions, or even finding support. You know what I'm saying? Like these energies are good for support. You know what I'm saying? So don't be afraid to express yourself this week type shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to jump into new associations. Well, I mean, yeah, it's Libra energy, so initiating new relationships, but not being afraid to actually express yourself or speak your mind this week, or speak, you know what I'm saying, for the most part. Let's see what else we got. We got all those energies: Sun, Mars, and Mercury trining Saturn and Jupiter slightly. You know what I'm saying, or vice versa. That because you know with the degrees, I think the Sun, Mars, and Mercury are later degrees, and Jupiter is later degrees in Aquarius. But nonetheless, it's a trine. You know what I'm saying. So we have the gift of acting within our, you know what I'm saying, like basically having clear sight within our experiences, knowing how to relate our passions with our experiences, and as well as thinking through our experiences. So, you know, even though Mercury is in retrograde, it's like in Mercury and Jupiter, they kind of don't be, you know what I'm saying, they at odds in general. But in this case, you know what I'm saying, it's a situation in which, you know, you have a better way, because you're thinking and in a retrograde state, you're thinking of past things. That's already like a lot of times, like I said, Mercury retrogrades be a lot beneficial, like, because it gives you time to really think about something. You know what I'm saying? If you really doing it the right way, utilizing the energy the right way, it's like you'll be able to think a lot more clearly, or take more time thinking to reach a more clear solution, or a more clear understanding of a situation before you just dive in it. And being that is a gift with your experiences, you'll have a proper way of actually going about your experiences, just based on you taking the time to really think and consider past ways of thinking that didn't work or work. You know what I'm saying? So that's a gift in and of itself. So, you know what I'm saying, this is good for if you did have a lot of meetings to take this week and shit like that, or you just wanted to have a lot of conversations with potential partners, or just colleagues and workers, whoever. You know what I'm saying? If it's about business, you know what I'm saying, you have a good chance for it to go in a positive way, or not positive way. I won't say that necessarily, but to reach a clear understanding. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of air and earth in the air, so you know what I'm saying, for the most part, it's good for making those kind of conversations, setting those kind of meetings. You know what I'm saying? For the most part. And then it's also trying to Saturn, so making sense out of these things too, making sense out of what you see, making sense out of your passions, and making sense out of what you think, your past reference to it, and how you think currently. So all these different things are going to have the gift. So right now is a good, so this week is going to be good for really organizing your mind in your physical affairs. You know what I'm saying? Your material affairs. And that, I just mean like clients, business, things that you need to keep on a schedule, X, Y, and Z type shit. The Sun, Mars, and Mercury are going to be in conjunct Neptune. So like I was saying, like when it comes to your dreams, you know, you might not quite understand how your dreams fit into all this. Hopefully you do, though. Hopefully you've been seeing, you know what I'm saying, this is just not a time to be diving completely into your dream, as in, like, because there's different, it's just like based upon the transits, the different elements in the sky are going to tell you how to relate to your dreams. And right now we're dealing with a lot of earth and air. So how you need to pertain to your dreams is more in a more realistic and communicative way, making it make sense and creating logic that supports that sense in order for you to communicate it effectively. So this is a misunderstanding when it comes to Neptune, because Neptune doesn't deal with that at all. So just understand that's a misunderstanding, and that if you are going to be talking about your dreams, do your best to make it, to convey it in a way that makes sense. That's a lot more practical and grounded in reality. That way people aren't looking at you misunderstood and coming up with the wrong ideas about what it is that you're participating in. And then the Sun, Mars, and Mercury are going to be squaring Pluto. So this is going to be learning how to transform, you know what I'm saying? Or learning how to transform your actions, learning how to transform your passions, and learning how to transform your mind. So this is a key alignment too. This is a really powerful alignment, because this square is basically the theme right now. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be the theme right now. And you know, this is going to be like this until these transits leave Libra. So, you know, that's kind of what you got to be thinking as far as the underlying theme is transforming how you see, learning how to commit to these transformations, because Pluto already bringing transformations, especially it being direct now. So it's got to come. You got to make sure you doing what you do, your part, to transform how you seeing shit, how you going about your passions with this shit, and how you thinking about this shit. And the retrograde giving you all the juice to make sure you do that right. And you're going to reap the benefits when Mercury goes direct, and then the full moon, of course. And the full moon going to square Pluto as well. So there's a lot of learning this season, a lot of learning to do. But we're going to worry about that next week. Not worry, but we're going to deal with that. Yeah, so that's going to be going on for the majority of the week. The moon's going to slide into Aquarius around Thursday. And so when the moon gets into Aquarius, this is going to be a trine. Slight grand trine, you know what I'm saying? Slight, very slight. I mean, it's really not. I say that only because the North Node is in Gemini, but it's like 2 degrees and shit like that. And so the degree is kind of off, but still, nonetheless, I utilize all the energies in the sky for what they are. You know what I'm saying? We still got the North Node in an air sign in Gemini. So it does trine energetically with, and actually right now, since it's 2 degrees, it's really a cusp. But still, you know what I'm saying? Still, you know, like I said, slight grand trine, but still, it's going to be a trine between the moon. The moon is going to be next to Jupiter and Saturn. So this is going to be feeling more realistic. You know what I'm saying? Moon next to Saturn, feeling more realistic, or having a feeling that's gonna put you in the space to be paying attention to different things that's not making you feel comfortable in reality. You know what I'm saying? What's not making you feel comfortable in reality versus what is. And also the moon gonna be moving through Jupiter, so that's gonna be, you know, feeling into our experiences and kind of connecting to our experiences. So but since, you know, Aquarius is more of an air sign and shit like that, there might be a disconnect, but it's going to be associating, you know, within our associations. So our experiences within our associations, we're going to be connected to. So that's something to keep in mind too. Like I said, just this Libra energy has us in collaboration time. You know what I'm saying? Collaboration time. So if you've been considering collaborations with different people, you know, this is a good time to kind of get those started, to get those solidified. A lot of communication going to be going on in the air in general. So basically how to go about it, or just to kind of what to be aware of with the moon there, it's going to be the gift of relating to your associations, basically the sun being a Libra, the moon being in Aquarius. So like I said, that's going to be great for just kind of getting those, making those calls, making those business calls. So, you know, around Thursday, Wednesday, even, you know, Wednesday being Mercury day, but still it's going to be the time to be making those business calls. The earlier part of the week, Monday to Wednesday, is really going to be like that Capricorn energy, where it's more internal, making sense out of something first, and then you have something to talk about when the moon gets into Aquarius. You feel me? The moon is also going to be sextile in Chiron, so opportunities to make mistakes. Don't communicate to the wrong associations. Be careful, you know what I'm saying? Or the opportunity for you to make a little sense out of your mistakes, you know what I'm saying, type shit, where, you know, you can kind of see your mistakes and you already been in the space to kind of be paying attention to them. And it'll be a situation where you have the opportunity to like I said, it's more so like the opportunity to make the mistake, you know what I'm saying? So just be careful, you know, be aware that you could easily make a mistake right now just based upon you communicating too much, you know what I'm saying? Or being airheaded, or not considering something, you know what I'm saying? Or being too unique, you know what I'm saying? Because we dealing with Aquarius and Aries, so being too unique, talking recklessly, you know what I'm saying? Being a little too rebellious with speech. And things of that nature, or wanting to be too much of an individual, you know what I'm saying, based upon you not feeling like you're being acknowledged as one, you know what I'm saying, because the moon in Aquarius is going to put us in a space where we're going to want to be unique, we're going to you know what I'm saying, want to fuck with that unique energy and shit like that. So, you know what I'm saying, that's just something to be aware of. It's also going to sextile Venus, so this is opportunities to have our uniqueness supported. Also opportunities for our relationships to be free, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying, if you're planting good seeds, you know, it should be a very free time, you know what I'm saying, very free time and shit like that. But you know, so like as far as content, like, you know, this is a good time period to be putting out a lot of content, because these sextiles, you know, they deal with communication and they deal with fire and air. Whenever you drop in content, these are good, because these are people paying attention to what you're displaying as far as a creative spark, and also people communicating about it and sharing it with other people. So, you know, this is a good time to kind of, you know what I'm saying, plan some content drops at the end of the week and type shit, you know what I'm saying, drop some music, do something, you know what I'm saying, something creative, especially with all this air energy, you know what I'm saying. All this air energy is going to be great for music, you know what I'm saying, music in general, or find like unique ways of communicating through your music, or, you know what I'm saying, type shit. Or, you know, even if it's in video form, whatever your form of content is, it's good to be seen and communicated about. So consider posting something on social media and shit like that, you know, Aquarius energy, social media type shit, especially if you have any of these energies in your 11th house, your 5th house, you know, type shit. Let's see. And then the moon's going to be squaring Uranus. So, you know, this is going to be more of a positive square, because they're both energies that deal with uniqueness. And so this is going to be kind of like a uniqueness overload. You know what I'm saying? You just want to make sure that you're not, like I said before, making mistakes by trying to be too unique or being too separate, or, you know what I'm saying? And if you're a person who's more passive, you got to understand that right now is just the time that we need to be in a unique space. Nothing gonna go for you if you're not taking the time to actually learn who you are as an individual and standing on that. And if you want to do something in the arts, or, you know, trying to create a business for yourself, it's going to be virtually impossible if you don't have some inkling of uniqueness or innovation incorporated into your arsenal, into your system. So just keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying? That's something to know. Yeah. And then last but not least, you know, the moon going to slide into Pisces near the end of the week. So when the moon slides into Pisces, basically, that's going to be us dreaming, you know what I'm saying? Dreaming and preparing, basically going to sleep before the full moon. So you want to be going hard this week so that you can rest when the moon get into Pisces. And when I say rest, I just mean as far as on the practical shit. The moon in Pisces is going to be great for you to dive into your creativity and figure out new creative ways to go about whatever you want to do next week. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be a good time to kind of readjust and re-situate yourself for the next week. You know what I'm saying? And then it's going to be going into a full moon. So great time for reflection. You know what I'm saying? Reflection and kind of doing the finishing touches rather than trying to play catch up. You know what I'm saying? Doing too much work in Pisces when the moon is in Pisces, that don't even sound right. You know what I'm saying? Because that goes completely against that energy. You know what I'm saying? Now you more in the Virgo energy where you more worried. You trying to play catch up and shit. You don't want to be worried when the moon is in Pisces. You want to feel like, damn, I did everything I was supposed to do. Now I can relax into some creative energies. I can relax into my creativity and come up with something unique, even more unique, you know what I'm saying, to continue on with. The moon is going to be so, and also, but it's going to be a great creative time, you know what I'm saying? Sun and Libra, moon and Pisces, that's hella creative energy. So, you know what I'm saying, that's just something to keep in mind too, you know what I'm saying? So you want to be using that for you to actually do something creative rather than being forced to do something pertaining to your responsibilities because you didn't do what you were supposed to do, and now you're playing catch up from when the moon was back in Capricorn. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said this week is going to be hitting it hard early, and then a creative reward at the end. You know what I'm saying? A nice creative decompression into the full moon, and you know, hopefully you plant enough good seeds to where you can really enjoy the fruits of your labor. But for the most part, the the moon gonna be squaring Venus. So, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be basically learning what to appreciate. You know what I'm saying, learning what to appreciate. These energies both deal with that Jupiter. So it's kind of like not the worst square in the world, but for the most part, it's like when it comes to things that we love, appreciate, and value, you know what I'm saying, we it's like it wants to be expressed, but the moon gonna have us, you know what I'm saying, it's really not a bad square, you know what I'm saying, it's really not a bad square. It's a creative square in my opinion, you know what I'm saying, more so like than anything, just more so based in creativity. Yeah, for the most part, you know, because we're going to be reacting and responding to our dreams, mutable ways of feeling and dealing with emotions. And we're going to be loving and appreciating and valuing the expression of, you know, what we see and feel, what we see and feel about, you know what I'm saying, other people's meanings and reasonings and shit like that. So, you know what I'm saying, like, I keep getting the idea, like the message is like, have some faith, you know what I'm saying, have some faith in the things that you know what I'm saying, have some faith in yourself, have some faith in yourself, have some faith in your endeavors and shit like that. Enjoy yourself, you know what I'm saying, don't overindulge, but for the most part, enjoy yourself. It's going to be sextiling Uranus, so opportunities to feel more unique or get creative. That's why I was saying get creative, because you can really create some unique shit at this time. And then it's going to also be in conjuncting the Libra energy. So, you know, that in and of itself is just like, you know, because Pisces deals with the feeling, Libra doesn't deal with the feeling. But they're both, you know what I'm saying, Venus is exalted in Pisces and Venus is just home and Libra. So, you know, it's a time too where you're going to probably want to be more relatable, and you might even go off into la la land trying to be too relatable. So, you know, you want to, hopefully you're around people who you can appreciate without having to feel no kind of way about, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we be around people that we want to appreciate, but they don't actually appreciate us back, and we end up just looking like we in la la land and wasting our time, you know what I'm saying? So you want to make sure you just around the right people so that you can show love and not have to feel weird about it, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of what it's about. And as it pertains to business, you know what I'm saying, being around people who support you, rather than just around a bunch of people who look at you and don't really get it, you know what I'm saying? They just see somebody kind of expressing themselves and they're like, what the fuck? But yeah, yeah, I actually missed a couple things too. I just missed Pluto sextiling Neptune and the moon sextiling Neptune when the moon is in Cap. So this is gonna be like for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. The moon sextile and Neptune, you know what I'm saying, filling into our dreams and seeing the opportunities as far as how we feel and what our dreams are, right? But Pluto sextile and Neptune, it's like the opportunity, and Pluto going direct, it's like we have the opportunity to truly make these dreams real, you know what I'm saying? So you want to make sure that how you feeling, you want to make sure it's like you can utilize your feelings as an opportunity to start to map out how to actually get to that dream with the moon sextile and Neptune. You know what I'm saying? Because the moon, the cool thing is it taps you into those intuitive energies and those feelings energies, but it doesn't put you into a strictly emotional state. It puts you into a way more of a practical state. So using your feelings to kind of map out what steps to take to get to your dreams, you know what I'm saying? That's an opportunity for that. And then Pluto knowing what to transform in order to get to those dreams. So opportunities on people and what to transform in order to get to them dreams. So yeah. So without further ado, I'm about to shuffle these cards. We're gonna pull these cards and we're gonna do the first official point blank tarot on my channel and shit like that. Business reading for all y'all. So let's get into it.